They told me that I can't do a Roth conversion if I don't have another account to pay the taxes from. That's what this couple said to me. They were sitting in my office talking about the planning that they had been trying to get, and they had been told that they could not do a Roth conversion if they didn't have another account to pay the tax from. And they had about 95% of their funds tied up in their IRA and 401k. So they didn't have a lot of other money to pay the tax from. And I said, that's not right. You certainly don't have to have another account to pay the tax from. There is more than one way to pay the tax on a Roth conversion. And so today I really want to talk about that in this video. I've talked in the past about reasons to do a Roth conversion and how to look at how much Roth conversion to do, whether you're filling up a lower tax bracket or you're trying to target reducing that future RMD amount. But today I want to talk about how do you pay the tax on the Roth conversion. And you already know that when you take money out of your IRA and you then move it over to the Roth IRA, that the amount of money that comes out of the IRA is taxable. You have to pay the tax in that year that you're moving it out of the traditional IRA and into the Roth IRA. You can pay the tax in a couple of different ways. One would be you pay the tax from a different account. That's what this couple had been told that they had to do. And there's a lot of reasons that it makes sense to pay it from a different account because you get the full conversion amount into the Roth. So let's say you were going to convert $100,000 and you're in the 25% tax bracket, so you're going to owe $25,000 in tax on that Roth conversion. Then if you pay the tax from a different account, you're able to take the $100,000 out of the traditional IRA, move the full $100,000 into your Roth IRA, get that full amount into that tax-free bucket, and then go to your checking account or your savings account or your taxable brokerage account and pull the $25,000 needed to send in to pay the tax on the Roth conversion. Now, what if you don't have a savings account or a taxable brokerage account that you want to pull that much money from? You might need the liquidity. You might have goals for the money. You might have things that you're wanting to spend on that you're wanting to use those funds for. You might not have that much in those taxable accounts. The majority of your accounts might be in the traditional IRA, which is the situation that this one couple had. And I've seen it in other situations too. If that's your situation, then you can pay the tax out of that Roth conversion amount. Let's say that you're still going to convert $100,000, you're still going to owe $25,000, but you send the $25,000 in tax from that traditional IRA, you move the rest of it, the $75,000, into your Roth IRA. So you get less into your Roth, but you still get $75,000 into your Roth and you have the tax paid. Both of those are good options, and which one is good for you depends on your entire situation. What is your current tax bracket? What is your future tax bracket? What is your liquidity? How much do you have in accounts outside of a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA? When you move money into the Roth IRA, then you have a 5-year waiting period. So if this is your first money moved in, then you have 5 years before the growth becomes tax-free. The principal can always be pulled back. You can always take the money that you put in, that comes out first, no tax on that because you paid the tax on it, but the growth is not tax-free for 5 years. So you want to think about the combination of all of those things for your specific situation. You also want to think about the age difference between you and your spouse. What is the likelihood that one of you is going to be widowed sooner or later? What are the costs that you have for your medical expenses? How do those flow through your tax return? What future tax impacts are you going to have? What's that required minimum distribution amount going to be? What other income is going to be coming in that's going to potentially boost your tax bracket to a higher level? Are you charitably minded, and can you use some of that to help offset some of the taxes that you're having to pay? And what are your legacy goals? Are you wanting to leave an account and an amount to your heirs? Or are you wanting to give to them over time? You may be wanting to make some gifts while they're living, while you're living, so that you can see those. And all of those things play into how to best use each account and how to then pay the taxes. Where should the taxes come from to support all of your goals? So there's no one best way. It can get more into the IRA, Roth IRA, if you pay it elsewhere, but it draws down the other accounts that you may have earmarked for other things. And so you want to think through everything, talk to somebody about your specific situation to come up with the plan that is best for you.